Welcome back to the channel here with Coach Mike Jasnau, and today we've got a mental tip for you, how to deal with that pressure, specifically when you're going to bowl a 300 game.
Yeah, in bowling, the 300 perfect game is one of the pinnacles, one of the most exciting moments in bowling, but it can be pretty pressure packed, and we want to help you get through that.
Absolutely. So make sure you grab your pen and notepad. We're going to tell you today at least how to be mentally prepared to bowl that perfect game.
So many times, the main culprit in keeping people from achieving that perfect 300 game is their own mind. And you know, I've done lots of lessons over the last 20 years, and this one story stands out to me. I had a woman bowler come to me, excellent bowler, 2-teen average bowler, but she complained she can't shoot 300. I said, well, what seems to be the problem? And she said, I can get the first 9 strikes, but I can never get that 10th one. So I kind of set her up with a question. I asked her, what do you think is the most important strike of a 300? And she said, well, obviously it's the 10th one. And I said, well, when did you start telling yourself that the 10th one was the hardest shot? And she said, after the 3rd time it happened, then it just kept happening. And it was kind of funny because right when she said that, the light bulb went off and she heard herself. She talked to herself thinking the 10th one was the hardest, and she put more pressure on herself to get that 10th one. So when you think logically, to have a perfect game, you need all strikes, correct? So in reality, if you don't get that first strike in the first frame, you have no chance at 300. So I guess technically that's the most important one, but nobody's thinking about it yet. That's why it's not important to them. So when you think ahead or behind, it can increase your tension and pressure and decrease your focus and clarity. So a lot of times you hear the pros say staying in the process. And what that means, they're not thinking ahead to the result. They're thinking about the process of what they need to do to get that result. A lot of times you're going to feel some nerves in certain situations. That does not mean you cannot make a good, effective shot. Now, as an example, we have one of my favorite PBA clips of all time. Pete McCordick going for that elusive 300 game on national television. And look at how nervous he was. But then look at the shot he threw. So if you start to feel those nerves coming on, and we know what that feels like, it's not always a good feeling, there are 3 things you can do to help. One is having a great pre-shot routine. So everyone's pre-shot routine can be a little bit different. You have to find what works for you. Marshall, he likes to use a rosin bag, he gets some air on his hand, takes a deep breath, clears his mind a little bit. And that brings us to the second important tip here, take a nice deep breath. Taking that deep breath can help you relax a little bit, slows your heart rate down, helps you clear your thoughts. And then the third thing that's important is having a clear picture of what you want to see and do on the lane. Picture that ball path you want. Picture the ball hitting the pocket, getting all 10 pins down. The clearer the picture, the better chance you have of getting the result you want. And then once you're ready, you just go for it and make a great shot. Now, in practice, and I challenge you to do this next time you practice, simulate that feeling. Put yourself in that situation. Try to feel that pressure. Try to imagine everybody stop bowling around you and watching. And throw those 3 good shots for that 300 game. If you don't throw the 3 good shots for the 300, practice it again until you do. And you're going to be much more prepared for when that time really comes.
Well, Mike, thanks for the tips. Now I think we're all mentally prepared the next time we're on the approach and we're going for that 300 game.
I hope so. And you know what? I want to finish the story about that woman I told you about that could not shoot 300. She applied some of what we talked about, and she had her first 300 game the following season. And she's had several since.
Well, that's awesome. We hope you take these tips and you go out and you either bowl your first 300 game or keep bowling those 300s. Hey everyone, thanks for watching our video today. Hopefully you learned something you can apply to your game. Do us a favor, like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Also, if you'd like to get backstage access to our coaches, you can join our online community at BackstageBowling.com. Use the coupon code SAVE20 to save $20 off an annual subscription. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next one.